Life does not come with a map. If it did, we'd all avoid the jagged cliffs, the sudden storms, and valleys where light vanishes. We'd skip the crumbling ground and paths that disappear. But here's the truth, it's in those unmapped places that we find ourselves. This book is for you, if you've ever stood in shadows cast by grief, failure, loneliness, or an unnamed ache. For moments when the world feels heavy, hope feels like a rumor, and getting through the day is a heroic act. I know these shadows. I've stumbled through them too. But here's what I learned: darkness is not the end. It's a threshold. Picture a seed buried in soil. To the eye, it's lost, trapped in cold, silent blackness. Yet beneath the surface, it gathers strength. It breaks open. It prepares to rise. Our hardest seasons hold the same raw materials for rebirth. The loneliness that teaches connection. The failure that fuels humility. The loss that reminds us to love fiercely. This isn't toxic positivity. No, just think happy thoughts. No, everything happens for a reason. Pain is real. Shadows are real. But so is resilience. You don't need to stay positive to find light, just keep moving. Inch by inch. In these pages, you'll meet ordinary people who turned scars into strength. A single parent building community from shattered dreams. An artist painting through depression. A survivor forgiving the unforgivable. You'll discover science-backed tools to rewire your mind. Daily practices to nurture hope. The quiet power of showing up for yourself. Above all, this book gives you permission to grieve what you've lost and celebrate how far you've come. To be both masterpiece and work in progress. To let your cracks exist, because as Leonard Cohen wrote, that's how the light gets in. The journey from shadows to light isn't about erasing darkness. It's about learning to carry your own light. So take a deep breath. Turn the page. Let's begin. Chapter 1: Understanding the Shadows. Life does not come with a map. The first time I met Sarah, she described her depression as a never-ending night. A once vibrant teacher, she had withdrawn from her students, her friends, even her own laughter. "I'm just stuck," she whispered. Months later, over tea, she shared, "That darkness taught me how to listen, to myself and others. Now, I recognize the cracks in my students' smiles before they ask for help." Sarah's story reveals a paradox: our deepest wounds often become our greatest teachers. Shadows, whether grief, failure, or fear, are not here to destroy us. They are here to rearrange us. To rebuild us. To remind us of our capacity to rise. Imagine a forest where trees grow only in open meadows, never in shaded groves. That ecosystem would collapse. Saplings shielded by taller trees develop stronger roots to reach sunlight. Fungi in dark soil nourish the entire forest. Human growth depends on both light and shadow. Shadows teach us depth. Joy is sweeter when we've known sorrow. Resilience. Strength isn't born in comfort, it's forged in the fire of adversity. Empathy. Pain softens our hearts to others' suffering. A study in the Journal of Positive Psychology found that people who'd faced moderate adversity reported higher life satisfaction than those who'd experienced none. Why? Because surviving storms teaches us we can survive storms. Society often treats pain as a problem to fix. We tell ourselves, "I shouldn't feel this way. If I ignore it, maybe it'll disappear." Only weak people struggle. These lies keep us fighting shadows instead of learning from them. Like a child afraid of the dark, the monster under the bed loses power when they turn on a light. When we confront pain with curiosity instead of fear, we reclaim our power. Befriend your shadows. Name them. Write your struggle in one sentence, free of judgment. "I feel unworthy after losing my job." Not, "I'm a failure." Ask the question. Shift from, why is this happening to me, to, what is this teaching me? Lost a relationship? Maybe it's clarifying what you truly value. Facing illness? Perhaps it's slowing you to savor small moments. Rewrite the story. Pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. Old story, I'm broken. New story, I'm healing. Thomas Edison's laboratory burned to the ground in 1914. At 67, he watched decades of work vanish. All my mistakes are up in smoke, he told his son. Now I can start anew. Within weeks, he rebuilt, and invented the phonograph. Edison's fire reveals a truth: sometimes destruction clears space for something better. Your shadows might burn down old versions of you to make room for who you're becoming. Light exercise, shadow mapping. Draw a circle. Divide into 3. Past, a struggle you've overcome. Present, a current challenge. Future, a fear you're avoiding. For each, write one lesson it teaches: patience, courage, boundaries. This isn't dismissing pain, it's reclaiming agency. You can't have a rainbow without a little rain. Dolly Parton. Reflect. What if your greatest struggle is secretly your greatest ally? How might life change if you stopped resisting the dark and started listening? Chapter 2: The Power of Perspective. In 1964, Nelson Mandela was sentenced to life in prison. For 18 years, he lived in a cramped cell, breaking rocks under scorching sun. Decades later, he would say, "Prison taught me how to free myself from hatred." Mandela didn't deny the darkness, he refused to let it define him. He studied his captors' language to negotiate future peace. He saw labor as training for resilience. His story reveals a truth: your circumstances don't dictate your future, your perspective does. Neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to rewire itself, proves that how you think shapes how you live. Harvard researchers found people who viewed stress as a challenge, not a threat, had healthier hearts and performed better. Dr. Carol Dweck's work shows believing in your capacity to learn fuels resilience. Perspective isn't positive thinking. It's a muscle. Train it to seek opportunity in obstacles. We all fall into mental traps that twist reality. Catastrophizing, this bad date means I'll die alone. Black and white thinking, if I'm not perfect, I'm a failure. Mind reading, they're whispering about me. Disarm them. Name the trap, I'm catastrophizing again. Ask, what's the evidence for this thought? Against it? Reframe, this feels overwhelming, but I've handled hard things before. Rewire your lens. Try this, keep a thought log for 3 days. When anxiety strikes, note. Trigger, criticism at work. Automatic thought, I'm terrible at my job. Trap type, black and white thinking. Patterns will emerge, and awareness sparks change. For negative thoughts, write a yes and statement. Yes, I messed up, and I can learn. Yes, I'm lonely, and I'm taking steps to connect. And acknowledges pain without vetoing hope. Each morning, name 3 sons. A strength, I'm a good listener. An opportunity, rain lets me finish my book. A gratitude, my dog's goofy smile. This trains your brain to scan for light. When fire destroyed mosaic artist Laurel True's studio, she stared at charred shards and wept. Then she collected fragments. The fire gave me new colors, she said. Her mosaics, layered with scorched glass, now celebrate raw beauty. Like Laurel, create meaning with the pieces you have. Light exercise, the perspective ladder. Identify a challenge, stuck in a dead-end job. Worst case scenario, I'll never find better work. Best case scenario, I'll land my dream role. Brainstorm 3 realistic steps. Update LinkedIn. Take a free online course. Ask a mentor for advice. This shrinks overwhelm into action. Everything can be taken but one thing, the freedom to choose your attitude. Viktor Frankl, Holocaust survivor. Reflect. What if your struggle isn't a wall, but a doorway? How might life shift if you saw yourself not as victim, but as author? Chapter 3, The Courage to Begin Again. In 1994, a broke single mother named Joanne scribbled a story in an Edinburgh cafe. 12 publishers rejected her boy wizard manuscript. One editor wrote, "Children aren't reading fantasy." But Joanne, J.K. Rowling, kept mailing her pages. Years later, she reflected, failure stripped away everything inessential. I had nothing to lose by trying again. Her journey reveals, courage isn't the absence of fear, it's choosing what you're building over the fear itself. Neuroscience explains why starting over terrifies us. Uncertainty triggers the amygdala, our brain's fear center, like physical danger. A 2016 Nature study proved this. It's not weakness, it's biology. But courage is a skill. Like a muscle, it strengthens with use. Every tiny act of bravery rewires your brain. Sending that email. Offering an apology. Taking one class. We often wait for perfect conditions. I'll apply when the economy improves. I'll date after losing 20 pounds. But waiting for certainty is like waiting for calm oceans to learn swimming. True courage lives in the messy middle. Like kintsugi, the Japanese art of repairing broken pottery with gold, your restarts don't erase the past. They honor it. Build courage brick by brick. Redefine failure. Failure isn't success's opposite, it's data. Thomas Edison called 10,000 failed light bulb attempts 10,000 ways that won't work. Ask. What did this teach me? How can I adjust? Use the 5-minute brave rule. One tiny, fear-facing action daily. Text a friend you miss. Research that course. Write one paragraph of your book. Small steps build unstoppable momentum. Create a courage archive. Keep a folder of past wins. A kind email. A photo of a conquered challenge. A hope-filled playlist. Revisit when doubt whispers. After fleeing Syria, calligrapher Jumana Medlij lost her tools and studio. In a London refugee centre, she taught Arabic script with sticks and mud. Art became my language, she said. Today, her work bridges cultures globally. Like Jumana, you don't need a grand plan, just your next step. Light exercise, the what if? Flip. Write your biggest fear, what if I fail? What if no one buys my art? Flip it, what if I succeed? What if my art makes someone feel seen? Under success, list one action. Share one sketch online today. This shifts paralysis to potential. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think. Christopher Robin to Winnie the Pooh. Reflect. What dream have you postponed? How might life change if you began, imperfectly, today? Chapter 4, Building Your Toolkit. When David returned from war, PTSD convinced him he'd never feel safe again. Then he joined an art class. What's a grown man doing finger painting, he scoffed. But mixing colors on canvas quieted the chaos. Today, his murals, born from pain, hang in hospitals. They whisper, healing is possible. Resilience is built daily, brick by brick. Imagine climbing a mountain bare-handed. Even the strongest falter without tools. Neuroscience proves, small, consistent rituals rewire the brain. Just 10 minutes of mindfulness a day thickens your prefrontal cortex. This builds clarity and calm. Your toolkit isn't about perfection. It's about showing up. The 4 cornerstones of resilience. Gratitude, the lens of abundance. Science shows it lowers stress hormones by 23%. Practice it nightly. Say 3 microgratitudes. Coffee's aroma. My sister's text. Sunlight on the floor. Mindfulness, anchoring in the now. It boosts immune function. Try the 5-4-3-2-1 method. 5 things you see. 4 things you feel. 3 you hear. 2 you smell. 1 you taste. Creative expression, the soul's language. It lowers anxiety by 73%. Doodle. Dance. Cook. Skill is optional. Play, not performance. Movement, body wisdom. It heals stress-damaged brains. Walk. Stretch. Dance to one song. Choose joy over calorie counting. Craft your daily ritual. Step 1. Track your energy. For 3 days, notice what drains and what fuels you. Step 2. Choose one cornerstone. Begin with just 5 minutes. Step 3. Stack habits. Gratitude while brushing teeth. Deep breaths at stoplights. Step 4. Forgive the fumbles. Say, I'm human, not, I'm hopeless. A gardener once told me. You don't yell at a seedling for growing slowly. You water it. Treat your own growth the same way. Light exercise, the resilience blueprint. Draw a simple house. The foundation is your values, maybe kindness or curiosity. The walls are your current tools, like friend calls or long walks. The roof holds your goals, like staying grounded during stress. Add one piece of scaffolding, a habit you're building now. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Martin Luther King, Jr. Reflect. What tiny habit honors your resilience today? How might your life shift if self-care felt sacred? Chapter 5, Light in Community. After Lena's husband died, neighbors left meals on her porch. One dish read, heat at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. We love you. That lasagna said everything, she whispered. You're not alone. Those casseroles revealed a truth. Healing isn't solitary, it's a chorus of voices murmuring, me too. Biologically, we're wired for connection. UCLA research proves social rejection fires the same brain zones as physical pain. Loneliness isn't just sadness, it's a survival alarm. Yet when we hurt, shame whispers, don't burden them. But isolation is the shadow's favorite fuel. 3 light bearers. Mirrors reflect your strength. Remember how you survived that? Lanterns guide with wisdom. Mentors, support groups. Witnesses stand with you in silence. You don't need a village, just one, I see you, person. Letting light in. Step 1, name your need. Replace, I'm fine, with, can we talk? Or, movie night, no heavy talk. Step 2, find your tribe. Shared pain, grief groups. Shared joy, book clubs. Professional space, therapists. Step 3, receive. When help comes, pause the refusal reflex. Say, thank you. This matters. When COVID stole Maria's husband, she posted, light a candle for Carlos. By morning, her screen glowed, flames in Madrid, Mexico, kitchens worldwide. I felt his light everywhere, she said. Connection first aid. Start small. Text, send a funny meme. Pet a park dog, animals count. Join an online forum anonymously. Light exercise, constellation map. Draw yourself as a central star. Add smaller stars for mirrors, lanterns, and witnesses. Next to one, write your reach-out plan. Call Anika Thursday. We are islands, separate on the surface but connected in the deep. William James. Reflect. Who's been your light bearer? Have you thanked them? What brave ask can you make, not from desperation, but from humanity? Chapter 6, Forgiveness as Freedom. For years, Eva carried stones in her coat, one for each betrayal. A lying friend. A stealing boss. The driver who killed her brother. "They're my armor," she'd say. But her shoulders ached. One day by a river, she placed each stone on the bank. "I release you to the water. I release me, too." She didn't forget. She chose not to carry the weight. Holding resentment is like drinking poison, waiting for others to die. Science proves it. Chronic anger spikes your risk of heart disease. Grudges flood your body with stress hormones. Forgiveness calms your nervous system. It doesn't excuse harm. It evicts darkness from your mind. 3 freedom myths. 1. Forgiving means forgetting. Truth, wisdom remembers. Forgiveness releases the burn. 2. It lets them off the hook. Truth, the hook is in you. 3. Forgiveness is weakness. Truth, it takes warrior strength to drop stones. The unburdening. First, honor your anger. Write a rage letter. Burn or bury it. Anger needs witness, not silence. Second, separate pain from story. Ask yourself, what happened? Just the facts. Then ask, what story hurts me? Like, they ruined my life. Third, try the empathy experiment. Ask, did they act from fear? From pain? This loosens resentment's grip. It's not absolution. It's release. Fourth, choose yourself. Whisper, I release this to make space for my peace. Civil rights activist Ruby Sales forgave the man who nearly killed her. I refuse to let hatred write my soul's last word. Forgiveness was my rebellion. Like Ruby, reclaim your inner world. Forgiving yourself. First, acknowledge the harm. I hurt my friend by lying. Second, affirm your worth. I did my best with the tools I had. Third, amend if possible. Apologize. Restore. Fourth, commit. I'll grow from this. Light exercise, the forgiveness map. Draw 3 circles. The inner circle, resentments toward yourself. The middle circle, toward others. The outer circle, toward life, or God. The big questions. Next to each, write. Carrying this costs me. Sleep. Joy. Presence. Forgiveness is giving up all hope of a better past. Lily Tomlin. Reflect. What stone have you carried too long? How would your spirit lighten if you laid it down? Chapter 7, Embracing Imperfection. Kenji's favorite rice bowl shattered just days before the village feast. Ruined, cried his granddaughter. But he mended it with gold lacquer. At the feast, he placed its center table, filled with persimmons. Light gleamed through its cracks. Now, he said, it holds both rice and radiance. Your flaws aren't failures. They're where your light leaks through. We chase curated perfection, flawless photos, airbrushed heroes, endless productivity. But this race has no finish line. Science warns us. Perfectionism fuels anxiety and burnout. Self-criticism floods your body with stress hormones. You collapse before you win. Centuries ago, Zen monks gave this truth a name, wabi-sabi. It means beauty in imperfection and impermanence. A mossy stone. Weathered wood. Wrinkles like tree rings. Wabi-sabi whispers. Nothing is finished. Nothing is perfect. Nothing is permanent. And that's where wonder lives. The art of good enough. First, silence your inner critic. Ask, would I say this to someone I love? Replace, I'm failing, with, I'm learning. Second, practice micro-failures. Send an email with a typo. Wear mismatched socks. Notice, the world doesn't end. Third, use the 80% rule. Done is better than perfect. Ask, what can I release without guilt? After a car accident shattered her ballet dreams, Elena danced at an open mic, limp visible. She fell mid-song. Laughed. Stood. Kept dancing. Afterward, a teen with a prosthetic leg approached her. You're the first dancer who looks like me. Her flaws did what perfection never could. They made someone else feel seen. Light exercise, imperfection alter. Gather 3 flawed treasures. A chipped mug. A crumpled leaf. A faded photo. Place them somewhere you'll see them daily. Whisper. Like these, I am beautifully incomplete. But what if I'm judged? Unloved? That fear whispers an old lie. I must be perfect to be worthy. Here's the truth. Vulnerability builds true connection. Your quirks are your fingerprints, unrepeatable marks of humanity. Imperfection is not our weakness. It is our signature of existence. Stephen Nachmanovich. Reflect. Where has chasing perfect cost you joy? What would you dare if good enough was truly enough? Chapter 8, The Alchemy of Gratitude. When Matteo was in the hospital, lymphoma had taken his strength. His view was a brick wall. Each day, the same dull scene. Until one morning, he noticed a patch of moss growing in the cracks. He began to journal. Day 17. New fern unfurling. Day 39. Spiderweb with dew. Beautiful. Later, he said. Gratitude didn't cure me. But it cured my despair. That moss became my cathedral. Gratitude is not pretending everything is fine. It's seeing the sacred in what still remains. What science says. Neuroscience shows gratitude rewires the brain. It strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the center of emotional regulation. It lowers stress hormones by 23%. It boosts serotonin and dopamine by 22%. Veterans who practiced gratitude saw PTSD symptoms drop by 30%. Gratitude is not ignoring pain. It's refusing to let pain be the only voice in the room. 3 common myths. Myth 1. I'll be grateful when life improves. Truth. Gratitude helps life improve. Myth 2. Gratitude means pretending I'm okay. Truth. You can grieve and still notice birdsong. Myth 3. Only big blessings count. Truth. Small thanks build strength fastest. Like warm socks. Like a deep breath. Like the smile of someone who held the door open. How to practice gratitude in hard seasons. 1. The even though practice. Say aloud. Even though I feel. I'm grateful for. Example. Even though I'm anxious. I'm grateful for the nurse's kindness. 2. Daily inventory. Name one comfort, like soft pajamas. One connection, like a text from a friend. One courage, like getting out of bed. 3. Reframe pain. Ask this powerful question. What did this pain make possible? Did a loss lead you to new purpose? Did heartbreak teach you your strength? The deepest proof. During a study with Holocaust survivors, one man said this. I thanked God for a single blade of grass. Through the barracks window. That green kept my soul alive. Gratitude is rebellion. It claims light even in the mouth of darkness. When gratitude feels impossible. Start here. Say, thank you for this breath. Feel the warmth of a cup of tea. Or the fur of a pet. Or the wind on your face. After trauma, Ask. What strength did I uncover in surviving? Even the smallest thanks can reopen a closed heart. Light exercise, the gratitude lens. Hold an ordinary object. A pencil. A spoon. Study it for 1 full minute. Ask yourself, where did this come from? Who made it? What trees or metals created it? Who shipped it? Who stacked it on a shelf? Then say quietly, thank you. That object becomes a thread. It connects you to the whole web of life. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. It turns chaos into order. Confusion into clarity. Melody beatty. Reflect. What invisible gift might be hiding in your hardest chapter? What if your pain holds something holy? What if gratitude is not a list, but a lens? Chapter 9, When Light Feels Distant. Tasha sat in her car outside work. Her coffee was cold. Her inbox overflowed. She couldn't remember the last time she laughed. Don't tell me to meditate, she muttered. I can't even feel my own breath. This is spiritual drought. It's not failure. It's a natural season. We all go through it. Moments when hope flickers like a dying flashlight. When prayers feel like voicemails left on silent lines. When even sunrise looks gray. The truth, feeling numb doesn't mean you are broken. It means your system is protecting itself. Nervous system research calls this functional freeze. A temporary shutdown to prevent burnout. Even the earth lies fallow in winter. Rest is not absence. It's incubation. 3 lies we hear in the darkness. I should be stronger than this. Truth, strength is staying, not soaring. No one sees me. Truth, even seeds grow unseen. I've lost my light forever. Truth, the sun still exists during storms. Practices for the dim seasons. 1. The 2% ritual. When energy is gone, aim for 2% effort. Brush your teeth while standing near sunlight. Step outside for 60 seconds. Hold your own hand. Tiny is mighty when you're tender. 2. Anchor phrases. Write one on a sticky note. I'm here. Even this will shift. Winter is part of the cycle. Whisper it when panic stirs or apathy returns. 3. Name without fixing. Sit. Say aloud what you're feeling. No motivation. No spark. No hope today. Then breathe. Not to solve it, just to make space. Pain shrinks when named. Shame dissolves in honesty. Light bearers still exist. In your darkest month, you may forget your reflection. So borrow someone else's for now. Let a therapist remind you of your own voice. Let music hold what you can't say. Let a poem say, me too. Even if you can't reach out, you can let something in. Let the breeze touch your cheek. Let a candle flicker in the room. Let silence be a witness. Light exercise, the half-light practice. Sit in a dim room. Light one candle. Watch its shape shift for 2 minutes. Don't assign it meaning. Just watch. Say this aloud. The light in me is still here. Even if I can't feel it yet. Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Leonard Cohen. Reflect. When have you mistaken stillness for failure? Who holds light for you when you can't? What if your numbness is a sacred pause, not a dead end? Chapter 10, Becoming the Light. In 2010, 33 Chilean miners were trapped underground for 69 days. To survive the darkness, their foreman Luis gave each man one daily role. Be the firefly. That day's firefly would hum, tell jokes, or share a story. Not to escape, but to kindle light. Luis later said. We took turns carrying the light. That's how we kept our souls alive. You are never just a seeker of light. You are its source. What happens when you share the light? When you show kindness or tell your story, you change the room, and the brain. Mirror neurons in others fire, creating empathy. Helpers high floods your body with healing chemicals. And over 70% of trauma survivors say helping others gave their life deeper meaning. Your scars become lanterns. Your wounds become wisdom. Shine without burning out. 1. Use the ripple effect. Send a message. This reminded me of you. Or say, I've been there too. 2. Embrace purposeful imperfection. Be honest. I don't have answers, but I'll sit with you. Or, here's what's helping me, in case it helps you too. 3. Set sacred boundaries. Say, I can listen for 20 minutes. Or, I care, but I need to recharge first. You do not need to be perfect to be powerful. Just present. After surviving addiction, Marcus opened a coffee shop that hires former inmates. His sign says, "Broken people serve great coffee here." He has phoenix tattoos that weave old scars into flames. My cracks let their light in, he says. Your pain holds the blueprint to your purpose. When you feel too fragile to shine, start small. Smile at a stranger. Water a plant. Donate a jacket you never wear. Light needs no spotlight, only your willingness. Light exercise, the legacy map. Draw a sun. Write your name in the center. Along the rays, ask these questions. What my pain taught me. What I did to help others. How my light looked like. Write the answer and frame it. Or place it where you'll see it. Let it remind you, you shine even on hard days. The Lighthouse Keeper's Prayer. Let me not be a blinding sun. Dazzling. Distant. Let me be a lighthouse. Rooted in rocky shores. Acquainted with storms. Beam cutting fog. Guiding others home. Because I remember. Being lost. Your unique light. Extroverts. Rally people. Introverts. Write letters. Sit in silence. Creatives. Turn pain into art. Analysts. Build systems that lift others. There's no right way to shine. Only your way. Be a rainbow. In somebody else's cloud. Maya Angelou. Reflect. How could your story help someone breathe easier? What small act could honor your light today? Conclusion, the sunrise within. We began in the dark. We named the shadows. We gathered tools. We practiced joy without perfection. We found light in friendship, in courage, in stillness. But this ending? It's just your beginning. You now carry a truth no one can take. The heart that broke is the heart that heals and becomes shelter for others. Your scars are not flaws. They are proof. Proof that you endured. That you chose hope. That you turned ache into altar. So go gently into the light you have become. Share it wildly. Protect it fiercely. And when new shadows fall, because they will, remember this. You are no longer lost in the dark. You are the dawn. Wherever you stand, be the soul of that place. Rumi. If this inspired you, don't forget to like this video. Subscribe to our channel, EchoLib, because we release powerful audiobooks regularly to help you break barriers and live boldly. Until next time, dream bigger. Push harder. Redefine possible.